The hunt has begun. Maven Blackbriar's cooking competition started off with a little bit of a blood, as Aporio and Vanciale clashed head-on with Rondak in the forest. Perhaps confronting your masters, the killers, alone in the dark is not too smart, eh, Rondak? After coming in a third place and moving on in the competition, our heroes enjoyed a warm bath and talked the strategy for the next challenge. But they did not know what waited for them, for at the servant feast awaited the body of Aeneas. To the shock of the chefs, Maven had declared the truth. The loser of each challenge will face the harshest punishment. They, now stuck in a game of hungry games, will our heroes survive, or is this the end of Aporio and the Guanciale?
The servants' feast begins now.
Come, Pestilette. We've prepared for far more intimidating challenges than this.
Very well, Maven. What are the rules? Tell us about the challenge.
The rules are simple. Each of you will prepare a meal for my household staff. It must be elegant enough to maintain my standards, yet humble enough to remind them of their station. You have until midnight.
And midnight? That's barely enough tea time to prepare anything pea properly.
Maybe for you, but Guanciale and I have this in the f***ing bag.
Yeah, we've worked under worse pressure before. We can do this.
Such vulgar confidence from someone who lost their head chef position. How quaint.
The challenge is perfect. Elegant yet humble, like my famous juniper-infused venison stew with snowberry reduction.
Ha! With that, you are sure to get your head chopped off, Clario, stupid French dog.
How dare you? My cooking is the epitome of refined Breton technique. It is you who will see failure, you uncultured Nord.
Enough bickering. The kitchen awaits, and time is wasting. My staff grows hungry, and so does my patience.
Come, Guanciale, let's get cooking. All right, Guanciale, it is time for our second competition. Are you ready? Are you psyched?
I'm ready, Chef Porio. I've been thinking about this moment all day, after what happened in the forest.
Keep your voice down, Guanciale. Listen to me, my boy. This is our time. This is our time to really get ahead.
Sorry, Chef Porio. I must have gotten dizzy from all the excitement. I need to focus. Maven will kill us if we don't make something amazing. What should we prepare for the servants? Something that shows they're important, but not too important? Maybe a savory stew with those mushrooms we gathered?
Ah, you think very creatively, my bambino. So listen to me, Guanciale, and listen to me well. I'm going to get down on your level so you can look at me. And listen! Are you listening?
Yes, Chef Porio. I'm listening very carefully. I won't miss a single word, not after everything we've been through.
Good, because sometimes I feel like you don't listen to me. We are in the real shit now, and we are going to have to work 110%. And in order to do that, we are going to split up, play to our strengths. And your strength, my dear little bambino, is a cookie. Guanciale, you are going to design tonight's feast. And I will make sure everybody else is out of the way.
Split up, but Chef Porio, I thought we were supposed to work together.
Shh.
After what happened to poor Nils, I'm scared. What if Pestilette tries something? I can cook real good, I promise. But I don't want to be alone in this competition.
You are not going to be alone, you f***ing monkey! You are going to play a defensive, making the best meal you can for these servants, while I am going to play offensive, making sure that that Pestilette doesn't come anywhere near you.
I understand, Chef Porio. I'll make the best servant meal Maven's staff has ever tasted. But please don't call me a monkey. I'm trying my hardest. What if Pestilette tries to sabotage my food like she did in Markarth? These ingredients don't look like much to work with.
Once you get it through your little skull, I will protect you. I am going to keep a lookout and make sure nobody fuck with you. But you have to make sure that your meal is at tip top. Now, think back. We spend too much time in Bruma. You know what these people want. They want something hearty. They want something warm. They want something delicious. And after your work, Guanciale, as a head chef of Markarth, as a sous chef of Bruma, you have the skill to make sure that we come out on top. Guanciale, I trust you with my life. Now, trust me with yours.
You trust me with your life? That means everything, Chef Porio. I won't let you down. I can do this. I've been thinking about what to make. I'm going to make a venison stew with juniper berries, Chef Porio. It's perfect for Maven's servants. Fancy enough that they'll feel honored, but simple enough to remind them they're still just servants. Look at these dried herbs hanging here. I can use them for seasoning. I'll add those carrots and potatoes to make it hearty, and maybe some of that garlic too. The servants need to be strong to work for someone like Maven, right?
You're right, Guanciale. That is very intelligent of you. Perhaps we will win just yet. And speaking of a garlic, you remember that little bet I made with Clario at the beginning of the competition?
Thank you, Chef Porio. I work even harder when you say nice things to me. The bet with Clario was about who'd do better in the ingredient hunt, and
the bet was about 2 bottles of Alto wine. So I will be a good one, and I will give our little Clario 2 bottles of Alto wine. But they have been soaking in a garlic.
Garlic-soaked wine? That's brilliant, Chef Porio. Clario is always going on his fancy cooking. Wait, is Clario a vampire? Is that why he's so pale and talks so weird? Or are you just trying to make his wine taste awful as a joke? Either way, it's pretty funny.
You have quite the creative little mind, Guanciale. But keep your brain on the cooking and not as much at the fairy tales and the woodland creatures. Now get back to the cooking. Clario, amico mio, ¿cómo stai?
Ah, mon ami. I am, how you say, focused like Zayhawk on my creation. Zay kitchen, she is adequate. Not like my laboratory in Markov, but I make do with what Maven provides. You interrupt, but I understand. The urgency of culinary genius waits for no one. I am preparing my reduction sauce. Nightshade essence with just a hint of deathbell to excite the Paladay without killing the dinos. Maven's servants deserve to taste brilliance while remembering Z are merely tasting it.
Yes, you have been hearing about this recipe of yours for quite some fucking time. But I tell you what, amici. Remember that bet we made on the docks at the beginning of this competition? Well, all Porio always make do. So for you, 2 bottles of Alto wine.
The Alto wine? You honor your wager like a true gentleman, despite your, how you say, rough Nordic exterior. Such exquisite timing, as this reduction needs precisely the fruity notes of Alto to balance the savory elements.
Oh, perfecto! Well then, Clario, in the spirit of a competition, do you mind if I pour in the Alto wine for you?
None. Keep your clumsy hands away from my delicate creation. The master chef must control all aspects of the final dish. Hand me the bottles, and I shall pour the precise amount at the exact moment when the reduction reaches the proper consistency. Timing is everything in haute cuisine.
Very well, I have left them there for you. Molto bene, mi amico, and good luck.
Chef Porio, the venison stew is almost perfect. I've added those juniper berries like we discussed, just enough to make it taste elegant, but not too fancy. The meat's nice and tender now, and I thickened the broth just right. And it's humble enough to remind the servants of their place.
Shut your mouth and let me taste, and then I will tell you how good of a job you've done. Oh! Guanciale! This is delicioso! The juniper berries are just so sweet, but it is warm and hearty. It reminds me of a home. Guanciale, I have taught you well, but your own creativity,
Ouch.
that is where you exceed.
Really? You think so? I wasn't sure if I added too many berries or not. I remembered what you taught me about balancing flavors and just trusted my instincts. I was thinking about how cold it gets here in Riften and how the servants would want something that warms them up but still feels special. Do you think we will win this round?
Utterly precious. The little chef thinks his stew might actually win. Juniper berries. How provincial. I've prepared a delicate quail consomme with gold leaf garnish. Elegant enough to make the servants feel honored, yet served in wooden bowls to remind them of their limitations.
Nobody asked you what you made this for. At least my food actually tastes good instead of just being fancy.
You tell her, Guanciale, because I tell you this, little girl. That is what they will think of your childish food. Gold leaf, please. How quaint.
That's right, you ugly Nord. Keep defending your little pet chef and his peasant stew. I trained under Contessa Basilia di Sapore.
And she is a cunt.
My dish will make Maven's servants feel like they're dining with the Emperor himself.
At least I'm not afraid to use real flavors, Pistolette. Nobody cares about your fancy gold leaf. It doesn't even taste like anything.
Get the f*** out of here, little girl. We don't need you here, shoo. And tell your whore of a mentor that she can f*** off too. We will beat you the right way, through cooking and skill. I hope to see your body on the chopping block, Pistolette.
Is that a threat? How dare you? Acting like a common thug because you know your pathetic little apprentice can't win fairly. The contestant will hear about this. I'm not afraid of some washed-up chef and his country bumpkin stew.
You don't scare me anymore, just a little.
Do not mind her, Guanciale. Her tears when she loses will taste like a victory.
My stomach feels like I swallowed a bunch of jumping salmon.
Pestilette's dish was nothing short of perfection. I do hope you've prepared yourself for disappointment, child.
Now, Basilia, just because you are gorgeous does not mean you get to talk to a child like that.
Gorgeous? Well, at least your eyesight remains unimpaired, unlike your judgment of culinary talent.
Look at little Guanciale shaking in his boots. Did you put as much nervousness into your stew as you did juniper berries?
Ah, the waiting is the most delicious torture, is it not? I wonder how Maven's staff enjoyed my experimental souffle with nightshade garnish.
I bet that they thought it was a shit.
How dare you insult my culinary masterpiece?
I'm not shaking. I'm just excited because my stew was really good. Chef Porio and I made it with heart.
Something you would know nothing about, little girl.
How dare you? I'll have you know that I studied under the finest chefs in the Somerset Isles since I was 4.
Mind your tongue when addressing my apprentice, or I shall have to reconsider our previous arrangement.
The waiting is killing me worse than skooma withdrawal.
There is nothing you can do to me, Basilia, that has not already been done.
Silence, all of you. Your petty squabbling is beneath the dignity of my hall.
Lady Blackbriar. I hope you enjoyed our venison stew.
Yes, and we hope your servant likes it even more, because that is not to the quality you could expect from us when serving you, Lady Maven Blackbriar.
Spare me your obsequious pandering, Porio. I judge results, not intentions. The second challenge is complete, and I have decided who continues.
Please, Lady Maven, I need this job. My hands won't stop shaking.
In last place, with a dish so uninspired it nearly put my steward to sleep. Jeta?
No, please, Lady Maven. I just need more time. The skooma, it's not my fault.
Silence.
In fourth place, barely adequate enough to continue, goes to Elsa and the orphan. Your baked apples with honey were competent if uninspired.
Thank you, Lady Maven. We're grateful for the opportunity to continue.
We did it, Miss Elsa. We're not going to end up like Mills.
Or a Wujita.
Please, I can't go back to the fishery like this. I'll do anything. Bonnie will throw me out for sure.
Your tears mean nothing to me. In third place, Clario Morsley's experimental disaster. Barely edible yet.
Yet memorable. You cannot deny their artistry, the innovation in my cuisine. My nightshade reduction was perfectly calibrated for maximum flavor without risking the diners' lives.
Second place goes to Porio and his boy. The venison stew was rustic, but my guards found it satisfying.
Second place. We're still in it, Chef Porio.
Yes, my boy. Which means
first place goes to the stew. Their quail consommé with gold leaf was precisely what I requested. Elegant enough to maintain standards. Yet the portions reminded my staff of their station.
As expected, Lady Maven. Quality always rises to the top.
Of course we won. Did anyone really think juniper berry stew could compete with our sophisticated palate?
Vafanculo, you got lucky. But there is one more round to go.
Indeed. And now, you 4 remaining chefs will face the final challenge, the Blackbriar trial. I shall announce the details at dawn.
We still have a chance, Chef Porio. We can beat them in the final round.
Only if you consider second place winning. Gold leaf beats juniper berries. Simple as that.
I have a family back in Black Marsh. I'll work at the fishery harder, I swear. I'll never touch skooma again.
Stop that insufferable whining. Everyone out, now. I need to have a private word with our losing contestant.
No, please. I'll do anything. Don't let her kill me.
Come, Pestilette. We should prepare for the final challenge.
It is time for us to leave, Guanciale.
I can be useful to you, Lady Maven. Please.
No, this isn't right. We can't just let Wujita die because she came in last place.
Don't be such a baby, Guanciale. This is Maven's competition, and these are her rules. Losers suffer consequences.
Please, I'll work for free. I'll clean your meadery. Don't do this.
Guanciale, the girls has a point for the first time in her fucking life. There is nothing we can do. This is the way of the cooking.
No, are you really?
The morning light reveals the stakes quite clearly. Perhaps now you understand what real ambition requires.
It is a real shame. Come on, Charlie. It is the time when we all rest.
Chef Corio, I still can't believe we got second place.
Our enemies are not to be underestimated, Guanciale. Just because that they are a bit, it does not mean that they are not skilled.
You're right, Chef Corio.
This one wonders why the Nord chef looks so confused. Has Khajiit missed something important?
The competition is fierce, certainly.
Indeed. What did you think of the competition today, Elsa?
Challenging, but enlightening. Placing fourth was disappointing, but it gives Francois and me room to improve. I'm grateful we're continuing forward, unlike poor Wajida.
Miss Elsa taught me how to identify wild mushrooms today. I never knew there were so many kinds that aren't poisonous.
No, but you should make sure that the little child that knows that he is not feeding a poison to the people that he make a food for. You need to be careful, Elsa, or else maybe we'll have his fucking head.
That outburst was quite unnecessary.
I would never poison anyone. Miss Elsa showed me which mushrooms are safe. She's very careful. Chef Corio, are you feeling all right?
No, I am not feeling all right, Guanciale. We are in a cooking Hunger Games, and I am not very hungry.
A Hunger Games?
This one thinks perhaps the Nord chef has had too much wine, yes? Maven's competition is cutthroat, but surely not literal throat cutting.
D'Artagnan, you don't know, do you?
Maven's competition is not merely for prestige. It is for survival.
By the moons, this one did not know the stakes were so final. Khajiit has guided many through dangerous paths, but never into a death match disguised as cooking. Perhaps D'Artagnan should reconsider his fee.
It is all right, D'Artagnan. You did not know when you came to us. But do not worry. In every competition, there is a first, second, and a third place. There is 4 more of us. The 3 of us can survive if we work together.
4 of us competing for 3 places. Gods help us. I just wanted to show Francois proper cooking, not lead him into mortal danger.
Am I going to die if we lose, Miss Elsa? I don't want to go back to Grilletta, but I don't want to die either.
This one has smuggled many things through many dangers. Never expected to smuggle chefs through a death match.
Do not mind the silly little orphan child, D'Artagnan. We do not need the smuggling. What we need is to be the best fucking chefs that we can.
I'll thank you not to call Francois silly. He's a brave boy with remarkable talent, and I won't have him frightened further.
I'm not silly, and I'm not scared. Well, maybe a little. But Miss Elsa says fear is just a sign that something matters to us.
Yes, I'm
Miss
sorry.
Elsa says that even when we're afraid, we still need to try our best.
Do you see, Clario? This is how we can win. The power of the minds of 3 different chefs. Well, 5 different chefs with the boys here. For sure, if we help each other work on our dishes, we can beat that bitch Basilia and that disgusting child Pestolette.
Collaborate with you? Mon Dieu. That is actually quite brilliant. Alone we may fall, but together, formidable. I have experimental techniques that would complement your rustic approach perfectly.
Really? We could work together?
Little Guanciale, this is life or death. We need to survive.
I understand, Chef Corio. I've never worked with other chefs before, but I'll do anything to survive. I won't go back to being nobody in Burma.
This one has connections throughout Riften. Perhaps Khajiit could...
Help us get the most high quality ingredients. D'Artagnan, I knew the fate had put me in front of you.
This one knows many shadows in Riften where finest ingredients hide. The guild owes D'Artagnan favors.
Collaboration could work, but we must be careful. Maven's rules forbid tampering with others' dishes, but say nothing about helping each other perfect our own.
I could help too.
I'm sure you can, little orphan boy. But for now, everybody here must pick 1 ingredient. D'Artagnan will get us the best quality. Make sure it is the star of your dish.
For me, it must be deathbell flowers. The purest, most vibrant specimens you can find. When properly processed, they create an exquisite base for my signature reduction sauce. Trust me, it is perfectly safe when prepared correctly.
I need the freshest juniper berries.
They must be plump and round and perfectly purple. Elsa, Orfino, what about you?
My name is Francois, not Orphan Boy, and I need snowberries, the white ones that grow in the mountains. Miss Elsa showed me how they make sauces taste sweeter.
And you're sure they're not poisonous?
I would greatly appreciate some genuine reach spices, particularly the rare Karth Valley sage that grows near the silver mines. It has a distinctive earthy aroma that would elevate our dish.
What do you say, D'Artagnan? Can you do this for us? Or am I going to have to kick your f***ing ass.
This one does not appreciate threats, Chef Nord.
It was a joke.
But for the right price, D'Artacto can acquire all these ingredients before dawn. The Thieves Guild watches the marketplaces, but the wilderness yields its treasures to those who know where to look.
Chef Porio, please don't talk to D'Artacto like that.
Oh, come on, it was just a joke. It was just a joke. Everybody is so sensitive. Look, I have a to do. Good night and a good luck to everybody. And D'Artacto, you're sure saving our Vaffanculos on this one. Enjoy the rest of your night. Ah, Vasilia Pestolet, my favorite two ladies. Just who I wanted to see.
I believe you were attempting to say Pestolet, not whatever vulgar utterance just escaped your lips.
I am sorry, Vasilia. Your childish little apprentice is getting in my head. I have come to tell you something special.
Childish, I'll have you know I've mastered techniques that Nord chefs twice my age couldn't comprehend. Just because I'm young doesn't mean I lack sophistication. Unlike some who can barely string together a coherent sentence.
Look, I have to be honest. I come here to give you all gifts. In the spirit of sportsmanship, yes. It is a very dangerous competition, so I thought I'd give you an edge. I come and I bring you juniper berry. Very delicious, very fresh juniper berry. They say Maven loves the juniper berry. You have to add it into her dish. I promise it won't hurt. I just know she'll love it.
Is that snowberries mixed with deathbell? Are you trying to poison us before the final challenge? How pathetically transparent.
No, they are juniper berries, you f***ing stupid.
A gift? How quaint. We don't resort to such desperate tactics of false sportsmanship.
False sportsmanship, Basilia. Please, if you do not want the gifts, then I shall take them.
What an interesting approach. First you insult my apprentice, then you offer gifts? I suppose this is what passes for strategy in your world. Very well, leave your offerings if you must. I'm curious to see what a Nord considers valuable.
Oh, please. As if we need handouts from someone who couldn't even pronounce my name correctly.
Basilia, could I talk to you in a privado, without this stupid little twerp?
Stupid little twerp. How dare you? I've won more cooking competitions than you've had hot meals. Tell him, Contessa.
I'm afraid my apprentice and I are a package deal. Anything you wish to discuss with me can certainly be said in front of Pestolet.
Very well. Would the two of you then go walking with me by the water?
I think not. The smell alone would ruin my palate before tonight's final challenge. I've worked too hard preparing Pestolet for victory to risk sensory contamination.
Besides, why would we waste precious preparation time walking with you? Unlike some competitors, we actually refine our techniques rather than resorting to childish insults.
Shut your f***ing mouth! I have had enough of you, stupid Pestolet! I cannot even believe I once called you my love. I would have jerked off to your picture, and it means nothing! You two are disgusting! I come up here, I share my juniper berry with you, for what? For you to make fun of my love? Vasilia! Vaffanculo your ass! Vaffanculo!
You dare raise your voice at my apprentice? This confirms everything I suspected about your lack of refinement and control.
See, Contessa, this is exactly what happens when inferior chefs realize they're outmatched. They resort to vulgar outbursts because they lack the vocabulary and talent to compete properly.
Oh, you don't know when to quit, do you, Pestolet? Well, I have had enough. You two are so far have your heads, so far up your ass. You cannot even see that I am trying to save your f***ing life. But very well.
I'll make sure you're relegated to peeling potatoes for the rest of your miserable career.
Uncontrolled outbursts only confirm what I've always known about Nordic chefs. No discipline, no finesse. Merely brute force and volume where technique should be.
I don't even know how you can cook. You will pay the ultimate price tomorrow. When you come in last place, I will laugh to see your f***ing head on your f***ing pike. Vaffanculo, I will see you two at the gates of oblivion. I am going to love seeing your blood spill.
How utterly barbaric. Maven may run a cutthroat competition, but at least she has class.
When you took my heart and ripped it out of my f***ing chest, Basilia, and now you won't even f***ing look at me.
Your heart? Our arrangement was merely a strategic maneuver. Nothing more. Get over it, you sad little man.
You are going to regret everything you have done, and we will see how far class gets you when you are dead in the last place. Go to oblivion, Basilia di Sapore and Pestolet, you devil child!